My name is Corey Rotenbusher, and I'm about to change your life. If you take on this self assessment and you put this into practice, your life will never, ever be the same from this day forward. I ended up investing into a really high level mentorship package from my mentor in the business that you're exploring. And when I went over this, there's a bunch more obviously in the course, but this very first piece, the 360-degree self assessment, changed my entire life, changed my identity, changed how I showed up, started to attract better business partners, started to make more money, started to look at areas of my life that I was overlooking, and I have not looked back since. If there's anything that I can do to help you, this is going to be one of those possible game changers if you apply what I teach. So if you're willing to participate, even if you have to watch this once and then kind of vet what I'm saying and then go back and watch this again, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that if you put this into practice, again, your life will never look the same from this day forward. So if you want to follow along, grab a pen, grab a notepad, and I'm going to go over a couple questions to help you get clear on where you are right now, and I'm going to help you get to where you want to be. So the first question to write down and sit and reflect afterwards, you can just write all these questions down. And if you start thinking about things in these moments, that's great. But what this is going to do is just allow you to write these things down, to sit and reflect quietly and take your time and answer these things honestly so I can help you close the gap on where you are right now. So the first question is, what are your goals? This will help you get clear on what you want to achieve. And if you start writing these down, the law of attraction and manifestation will start to work in your favor, because most people are just blindly leading themselves, hoping, wishing, and praying one day they'll get to these dreams. And unless you write them down and get clear and specific, you're never going to end up accomplishing many of them. And even if it's a top 1, 2, or 3 goals that you're looking to accomplish, this is going to help set you on the course to do that. A lot of people have a laundry list of goals and they just never get to them. And when people don't have a clear target in sight, you can never hit that goal. And then you're just aimlessly wandering through life, hoping that you get to that goal in the future. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy and content are you with your current life right now? 1 being on the worst side and 10 being on the best. And again, don't worry about where you are. This is about being honest with yourself and helping you close the gap from where you currently are to where you ultimately want to be. If you could currently have one result in your life right now, what would it be? If you could define success, what does success mean to you? If you could have everything you've ever wanted in life, what would it be? What are your highest values in life? Which best describes your emotional state most of the time? On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself? Do you read personal development books or listen to podcasts? If so, what books have you read so far? Which book has changed your life the most out of all the books you've ever read? Over the last 6 months, how often would you say you read on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis? Describe what your relationship with money is like. What is your personal money story from your experience as a child? What do you feel is your greatest strength, your unique ability, and something you're most proud of? What do you feel is your greatest weakness and an area that you struggled most often with? If you asked your best friend to describe your personality traits and your character, what would they say about you? Give an example of a failure you've had in the past. What happened? Why do you think you failed? Describe your current lifestyle and your overall feeling about it. How many things do you feel you have to do in your schedule that you're not happy about doing? What do you currently do for a living, and are you happy with your current job? What do you love most about your full-time job? What do you hate the most about your full-time job? How often do you get to take a trip or a holiday per year? How much have you traveled, and where have you visited to? What is your passion? How much of your time per week are you currently devoting to your passion? How well do you feel like you manage your time? What is your biggest struggle with time management? Do you currently have a time management system in place? Do you currently use a digital calendar? If someone asked you the exact whereabouts of your time over the past week, would you know where you were at all times? How do you think the world views you? How do you view yourself? How is the public view different from the private you? Do you have a tendency of blaming others for the lack of effort and discipline? Do you feel like you're entitled to things without earning them? How confident are you in the ability to create the life of your dreams on your own? Do you believe in yourself? If not, why? What story did you create unknowingly about yourself from the ages of 0 to 8 years old? Think back to your memories and old beliefs that you created from when you were a child. What do you value most in life right now? What do you fear the most in your life? What accomplishments are you most proud of in your life and why? What has been the biggest regret up until this point in your life? Who do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to live? Do you have the support of your partner to create the life that you want? How do you think your partner feels about the success that you've had or haven't had in your life up until now? How much quality time do you spend together? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about the quality of your relationships that you have in your life today? If there was one area of your life that you feel could be improved, which area would that be in? On a scale of 1 to 10, how full do you feel like your self care cup is? What do you do with your spare time outside of working hours? What do you find yourself doing most often when you're not working or sleeping? If you could outsource any area of your life, what would it be? If you could change anything about your current overall lifestyle, what would it be? What type of home do you live in? Describe your environment. Do you have a dedicated office or workspace? Describe what it's like in detail. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your overall health and wellness? Where do you feel your health and wellness could improve in most? When was the last time you went to the doctor for an overall exam? Do you have any health issues? If a professional nutritionist took a look at your current diet, what would they say about it? How much water do you currently drink per day? What type of water do you drink? How often do you eat takeout per week? How often do you eat fast food or fried food? Do you know your daily calorie intake? Are you currently taking any dietary supplements? How many minutes per day are you currently exercising? What is your preferred method of exercise? Do you have a home gym, a garage gym, or do you go into a gym? Do you know how many steps you get on an average day? Do you use any health measuring technologies? Have you ever had a DEXA scan before? What is your height? What is your current body weight? Do you know your current body weight percentage? What is it? How happy are you with your physical appearance when you look in the mirror? How often do you feel stressed out? When stressed, what are or what is your go-to stress relief solutions? What would you say your vice is? Complete this sentence. In the hour before bed, I usually. How many hours of sleep do you get on average? Do you have a nighttime routine to induce proper sleep every single night? What time do you usually go to bed? What time do you usually wake up in the morning? Do you currently measure and track your sleep? Describe your typical weekday morning. Describe your typical weekday evening. Describe your typical weekend. Do you have a self-care morning routine? Briefly describe it. Do you currently have any hired help in your life? If yes, what do you have outsourced? Do you have a brick and mortar or online business right now? What is your current gross annual income across all your income sources? Do you feel like you're on track to hitting your financial goals year after year? What is your main source of income? Do you have any secondary income sources? Do you currently have any debt? How do you feel about your debt? What is your current strategy for debt repayment? For how many years have you been in the current job you have? How many years from now do you plan to retire? Do you currently have a retirement savings plan in place? Do you currently have any life insurance policies? What percentage of your income are you currently putting away in savings? What is your wealth building strategy? Do you know your net worth? How important is it to you to leave a legacy for your kids or your family? What was your biggest takeaway from answering these questions?